Hello there and welcome back to Corey Loses, where today we are once again continuing our Thrawn's Revenge 2.3.6 preview playthrough as the Galactic Empire. In the last couple episodes, we've been trying to consolidate our territory up in the north, just build up a little bit as we wait for the probable New Republic assault that's going to start coming when they start building up. But this is the first episode of the series that is being recorded while streaming live on Twitch. There's a link in the description of the YouTube video if you would like to watch the live recordings as they happen. So I'll be trying to respond to some questions in Twitch chat if there are any, but that'll be just a slight difference for those who are new to the series compared to the last couple episodes. But other than that, it should be fairly normal. But yeah, so we are going to try to take Ord Mantell. We have access to all these Bilbringi soldiers, so let's Bilbringi them over to this way. And I guess we'll get Sabaoth. Because we want to take Ord Mantell, we want to take Ithor. And yeah. I'm going to invade Meridoon. Well, I'm assuming that's going to be the CSA. So we're going to just let that sit. I'm less concerned about what goes on in the east, more over here. Yeah, CSA is trying to... Hey, wait a minute. I think we might actually be able to do this. Which gets there first? That one gets there first. Alright. We will be trying to get rid of the remaining Fall of the Republic assets that are like that, but... Let's see. I mean, I think I should be able to do this. We just have regular allegiance, not a patron, a bunch of EST2s. I'm going to throw the Acclimator 2s in the back. Because they're not, like, really carriers, but they do have some fighters for us. And none of these are patron units, so it's just a normal fleet. So I won't be reading any names. I could read some names. Let's see. What do we got? We have Semki Paspis. Then we have other Aspiration. Arcanian Dragon. Alright. No time.
Go after the stragglers. TIE squadron here. Dreadnought cruiser ready.
Awesome creation. Will the TIE fighters ever be given new models? I mean, they're not really high priority. They were redone when Ascendancy started, and like we don't consider them to be bad, so we don't really think they need updated models. Alright, let's try to pull some of them back. Let's pull some of these small ones back. Pull some of the dreadnoughts farther forward. Right now. I'm only worried about this giant bulwark over there. Oh, well, you got over here, so may as well. That actually did more damage than I thought. Okay, let's get their hero. So they could be heroes. I don't know if it's something that Single Unit Retreated that this was initially chasing, but hopefully you can just get out of there. Okay, you're really taking some long ways around. They're really zipping too. I guess we'll start focusing on that. These are so fast. It's almost hard to control them.
Pressing the attack. Intercepting. Destroyer here.
Okay, hold.
Reporting. Heavy cruiser stepping by. Awaiting instruction. I'm on them. Holding fire.
Let's get power to weapons. Power to weapons. Power to weapons. Okay, they've basically got no shields left. I'm less worried about this than I was.
Initiating attack. We're in attack position. What's your orders? Stay in formation. Ready. Direct fire at their laser cannon.
I think a lot of this is moving a bit faster than I'd like.
I copy. I have them now. Our launch bay has been
Starland's just asking, what does the PA Munificent have the CI symbol? Because the Max, when he made the model, basically baked it into the texture. It's very difficult to remove it. It's not just like enabling or disabling a layer, it's a direct part of the skin. We'd be changing Mars VOs, which doesn't sound like Han. Eventually, we'd like to have all heroes having unique VO. It's just Honest has been doing Fall of the Republic stuff, and eventually he'll be doing Thrawn's Revenge stuff as well. But
attack. Weapons ready. Attack commencing. Yes, sir. Fire.
all right, we're gonna have to redirect towards that.
Our primary engine system is down. The launch bay is gone. Awaiting your orders. At your command. Open fire.
Okay. Grumpy, you need to die. You need to die. Come on, just die.
Target at maximum firepower. Ready for battle. Your command. Attacking primary target. Reporting in. Targeting at maximum
Power to weapons. You're not actually taking much damage. Okay.
Falling out of formation.
No, you just needed to get far enough to kill that, and hopefully be ignored. But oh well.
They won't survive the day. Have been disabled. Command. Our turbo laser batteries have been disabled.
Well, he has no engine, so if he tries to retreat, it'll
Under control.
end poorly for them.
He's coming around. Intercepting. Roger that.
We're just clearing up room in our fleet for patron units. That's all it is.
Around much longer. We're being targeted. Target critical. Attack. I'll take care of this. I got him.
I don't know if Gumby just has a lot of faith in the Lucrehulk here, but
They won't know what hit them.
I wouldn't if I was him, because it's really losing hard points. It has a lot of hard points, but it's losing them a lot right now.
Our launch bay has been destroyed. Attacking target. He's about to be destroyed. Closing on target. He's headed your direction.
Hello, Arctic Shark.
My scopes are jammed.
Okay, we're slowly but surely murdering them all.
Narrowing position.
And all we lost was a bunch of Victory Star Destroyers.
Wailing enemy forces. Fire at will. Let's finish him. Take out their engine.
Hold on. Engines... Is that the only engine hardpoint left? Yeah. Okay. You've got no engines. There we go. Is it just me, or does Grumpy look grumpy? I mean, it's in the name. Okay, maybe they'll just leave us alone now.
Coming around.
Rear Madrid has conquered Quats. What do you got going on at Coruscant? They have an MC-30C, so that's the first one we've technically seen. Right, well that was a good invasion. God damn it. I should have known that was happening. Stay there. Screw you guys. I guess we can kill them in space. We don't have an interdictor here.
We've located the enemy. Reporting.
Asterix, your name for this playthrough was the One Piece Lego set. And I guess for anyone watching who would like to get a name in the playthrough, a ship name, there'll be a link in the YouTube description for that, but also it's open to people who have Twitch subs. We are streaming on Twitch, so if you have the Amazon Prime free sub and you want to use it on the channel, that'd get you a ship for the playthrough as well. Yeah. There's a link to the post on all the YouTube videos. I think there's also a link to Patreon in the Twitch page somewhere, but... okay, Bob, I can do some ground versus space auto-resolving after this, hopefully. So we're gonna get raided again. Spike, this is the Old Republic soundtrack. Oh, Empire of the Hand Raid Fleet, just in time to crash the game. Okay, sorry about that, people. With the YouTube video here, there'll be a cut there. The Empire of the Hand Raid Fleet, because the projectiles aren't set up properly, crashed the game. When I was playing the playthrough, I didn't really think about the fact that, like, I picked this map partially because the Empire of the Hand's not on it. I forgot about the fact that raid fleets would be happening, and we got unlucky there. But I have, I guess, taken back Ord Mantell. So the CSA heroes will be still alive, because I'm just going to drop stuff over Meridian so we don't redo that battle. But oh well. That is testing. Hey, Ek. Thanks for your moral support. I know I can always rely on you for the words of encouragement. All right, maybe they do want to do this. Alright, well, let's see. Asterix is asking, Corey, do you have the new Stellaris DLC? When say no to a huge multiplayer match one day? I do have the Federation's DLC. I'm quite enjoying it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do, like, a community match in it. Stellaris community matches are difficult, but... because, like, it's so hard to get everyone together when you need to, but I guess one of the nice things with that is hot joining with Stellaris.
Star Destroyer standing by.
Okay, I guess with this, we're just gonna wanna move our acclimators farther back. They are combat ships, they're acclimator 2s, but
Awaiting orders. Awaiting your orders. Batteries online.
alright.
Weapons
Everything with a power to weapons ability, maybe?
launching attack.
Well, Sloan first, or...
Awaiting your command.
I kind of want to take Grumpy first.
We've got them on scopes. Yes, sir.
So let's take Grumpy first.
Initiating attack. More enemy craft. Taking fire.
And this Lancer over there. All the Scimitar bombers over there. TIE fighters get in. And we're going to turn the acclimators around and have them do... Okay, what are you doing? You're really not supposed to be there. You're just giving the Lucrehulk access to its other weapon banks. Okay, you know what? Here, let's kill this victory while we're over here. I think part of the pathfinding being that weird is just how fast the ships go.
The launch bay is gone.
Go after the stragglers. Sir, I've detected. Under control.
When will the next update be?
Watch him.
So the next update will hopefully be within the next couple of weeks. We don't have a specific date up or date picked yet. We want it to be sooner than later, especially with people stuck at home with very little to do. So we're trying to track down whatever the last issues are, finish off the last bits of the space reworks, the first stage of the space reworks, and
I'll take care of this.
as soon as we know, we'll give the usual week and a half to 2 weeks notice so that people can deal with their saves. Possibly less though, because there's always the backup versions.
Star Destroyer standing by. Yes, Commander. Open fire. Star Destroyer reporting in. Disabling their engines.
Alright, let's see if I can,
We'll make short work of this.
Yes, Commander.
in 2 seconds,
Ready on the engines. The engines
destroy...
are primary target.
Disabling their engine. Taking fire.
We got it! Well, the New Republic tanks not suck. So ground and space have both been completely rebalanced, so generally, hopefully nothing will suck. Thanks, Ek. How's the Vong models coming? Sleverd's done, the Coral Skipper, and is working on the Midroik, so those are coming well. Will the Restored Empire ever be in? No, maybe some of their characters like legitimacy rewards, but they are a fucking tiny ass faction. We have no more slots left, and they're kind of irrelevant to everything that goes on in the period. Would you consider putting a carrier for the Republic in Tech 1 in skirmish mode? Not really. Not really something to put there. Oh, this is going to be great for Joris.
Choose your reinforcements.
Setting course. Right away.
Can we expect the Hutt Darksaber to be added? That's not impossible in future builds. The Hutts themselves will probably be added first, and then the Darksaber will be added later. With legitimacy, we do have, or not legitimacy, with influence, we have, and stability, which isn't a thing yet, but will be a thing. We do have ways to have there be repercussions for blowing up planets, which in the base game, it's just like you're jumping around the galaxy destroying half the planets and no one gives a fuck. But is the hyperspace sound going to be changed? We have no plans to change it from what it currently is in Fall of the Republic.
Activating.
Okay, so there's going to be a ton of infantry here. I'm just going to roll along there.
Roger that. Changing course. Right away.
We've secured a landing zone.
Destination set. On my way.
Moving out.
Form up.
Okay, let's go micro them. I really thought it'd be Joris having all the fun here, but it might be the Time Maulers.
We've located the enemy.
Oh shit. Just drive straight through.
Let's move out.
You're already halfway there. If you blow up Mon Calamari, can you still build the shipyards? I don't, like, the base game doesn't block Shipyard construction after that.
Unit destroyed.
We might be able to do stuff to lock it afterwards, but kind of depends on what the game allows as far as that goes.
Unit destroyed.
Will there ever be a script that if you use the Death Star, some of the canon rebel planets will rebel from you? It won't be based on the planet. It'll be based on your influence level. So if your planets don't like you and you start blowing up planets, that's going to drop their influence even more, and then they'll like you even less. And if your planets, if you end up with low enough influence for long enough, then your planets will rebel.
On my way, sir. Distance calculated. Bomber standing by. Initiate bombing run.
The space reworks will masers and mega masers have different values than turbo lasers.
Target.
Generally, no. Right now, we've decided not to do that. We have slightly different damage values. Specifically, they're better against hull and
Secondary position.
worse against shields than turbo lasers.
You may start your approach.
It's not a huge difference, but there is some difference.
For you.
One of the things that's going to be coming in the future of ground reworks is more common planetary shield generators, like shutter shields for the whole planet. That's why these tower generators have been spawning everywhere.
Order acknowledged.
So you won't be able to just do what I did immediately. You'll have to actually go for the
Orders, Commander.
power gen. All right. Are they actually over there?
AT-AT ready. Destination set.
It's not that you can't land units, it's that you can't use bombing runs. If you just couldn't land units, then that would be impossible to invade.
We'll back you up. Bombardment available. We'll cover you. Providing backup.
Alright, you're really
Transport ready. Commencing
not there you
attack.
go. They're spreading out a lot. They need to stop that.
Inputting coordinates.
Moving out. Capacity.
I am ready.
Moving to secondary position.
What was that?
Right behind you.
Alright, okay, they don't actually control that. So we can control that. Barlock we think is glitched because it's probably missing a marker.
Reporting.
What is your
Releasing
order?
your abandoned turbo laser tower. Come on, man, this way. Bombing run available.
Sabaoth's range for that actually feels a bit higher than stuff normally is.
We lost the abandoned turbo laser tower. Awaiting orders. All right, man, take cover.
Roger that.
Lead the way.
Alright, now we just gotta hold this.
Order acknowledged.
Warm up. Weapons armed.
Secured an abandoned turbo laser tower. Ready.
Awaiting your orders.
Okay, Thor is mine. All mine. Will companies give garrisons for what they produce, e.g. Utane gives you garrisons of tanks? I believe that is the plan. We haven't really done much with garrisons and how that's all going to work yet. There's going to be probably more systematic changes to some of that stuff. But we'll see. We're also trying to avoid like just overloading the planet with garrisons, but them having company-based ones generally fits. So is the orbital bombardment from Fall of the Republic coming to TR next update? Yes, it is. Generally, changes that are made like that in one mod, unless there's a specific reason that it shouldn't be made in the other, will be made in both. So, whether it's new mechanics or updates like that, reworks. Okay. Well, we can get Jim Bren, though. I had to make new base templates for some of the unit coding in, or for some of the template units, or patron units rather, which is why there's some weird stuff going on with how they're displaying compared to how they usually are in the playthroughs. So I just need to figure out which lines I was missing, and I'll have that figured out. It'll be kind of wonky for this playthrough, but for the next one it'll be... I'll probably have it fixed between episodes as well. But, yeah. We don't know if the victory points would just work to capture the point before they retreated. Yeah, I don't know if it's actually been added to the TR GCs yet. I actually don't think it has been. So, it's good to keep in mind. Alright, Bandamir would be a really good planet to grab. Well, let's try to keep building up what we're doing. Mutilants, we can get that. What are we actually looking at for stats here? We have 3 out of 15 trade stations, so that's going to be probably priority number 1. Bastion... Thanks, Miner. Q-Trick should have one. Axela should already does have one. Sereno should. All right. Do we want? I want to make sure they're on relatively safe planets. I guess Terrace would be a good one. This fleet is probably better off. Well, they might send a ground force over, so... Go to invade Salagas. Dauntless is there. Okay, Thrawn, this looks like... Oh shit, Onager. Okay, normally this would be either a retreat or a surrender. Auto-resolve, rather. But I want to look at the Home 1 model. Well, trade stations get a connection bonus. So that's something that Pox and I really want to do and have been working on. Or it was something that we wanted to work on. Look at how good this is. Just amazing. But yeah, so the problem with that asterisk is that you have to tell the game through Lua which planets are connected in which GC. So you basically have to make the GC entirely in Lua and have a framework for it to understand what's actually going on there. So it's more complicated than it sounds like to do that kind of thing. So it's something we would ideally like to do. We want to get more things like that where we can get different contextual information from the Galactic Conquest, but it is more complicated than it sounds to do that kind of thing. It's not as simple as just putting something in and like, if connected, then yes. It's basically, we have to tell it, in this GC, this planet is connected to this planet, so check if this planet has has the trade port, and then spawn something to have that effect, or activate an ability to have that effect. One thing we've learned is that having planets with those abilities doesn't work, because to activate and deactivate abilities on planets or on objects, you have to like despawn and respawn objects, and you can't despawn and respawn planets. So it's tricky. That's why there's so many features in the mod which are based on spawning and despawning orbital structures. Like influence is based on an orbital structure. Ship crews are also something that's going to be based on an orbital structure if we're able to get them to work. Well, we've gotten them to work, it's just whether it's a trade-off of user friendliness with the UI that's worth it or not. But let's go pop over there. Like really the scripting framework in the mod and the scripting support Empire War does have is pretty robust, but there are limitations. About to invade Wayland. I wish you wouldn't. They're doing it again. It's basically the same fleet composition. Is that the same fleet? No, because the fleet is still there. I guess they know what they want. You know what? I'm just gonna... Because like there's stuff like wanting to have some more context-based raid fleets, for example. That would be nice. Let's build pylon here now. Actually, let's build pylon over there. Pylon build over here. So like ideally we'd want to have raid fleets be based on stuff going on around the planet and what's actually happening on the galactic map, but to do that you need to have that information, which is, it's difficult to say when you need to actually gather it so that you can send it then back as well and have it do something that makes sense. All right. Bandamir, I think, is where we want to go. Too lazy to make a username. Asked, does area affect the type of raid fleet? No. Right now it is entirely random. Hence the Empire of the Hand raid fleet on a map that they don't exist on. Well, there would be some types of raid fleets that are actually not based on galactic factions. Like if we ever include the Vagari, they'd almost certainly just be exclusively raid fleets, that kind of thing. They're a nomadic unknown regions race that just preyed on stuff. They were raiders essentially. But who do we have here? We have James Earl Jones and Brandi.
We are victorious. System conquered. Building started.
Should we just go to Dathomir? Yeah, I want to go to Dathomir and actually Bandamir. I mean, it's hard to give a nomadic faction that had no territory. That was kind of the whole point of what they did.
Choose your reinforcements.
She'll be there shortly.
Alright, let's bring in Vagenbray and this Tector and Enterprise.
It's about to be destroyed.
Corey, where can we find more epic content like this? I mean, on YouTube, at youtube.com/CoreyLoses. Okay, you can leave. There are certain other Unknown Regions groups that we're going to be throwing in that would have territory to kind of stop the Empire of the Hand from starting with a monopoly on unknown regions territory. So like obviously the Chiss are the front runners there, but other groups as well. Dathomir over here. Joris, my dear. You as well. Because this fleet will probably want to move over more to the east. Let's actually see how this is doing. Yeah, I regret my choices. You put in just like a 0.1 chance of an SSD being in a raid fleet. I mean, we could. I don't think people would appreciate that very much. All right. Let's take Dathomir. Like we've got the first Rakatan model done, not textured yet, but the model's done for the Rakata Peninsula to be represented in the unknown regions, because there were actually still some Rakata left on Rakata planets. Not the cheese, but which one can we get? Okay, I think we can get this one. Thanks, Lee Enfield. Glad you're enjoying it. How many factions will be in the unknown regions? Well, there are 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, hold on. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's about 7, including some that are rolled into the independent forces that we want to represent potentially. So for some of that, it's just like 1 or 2 units that spawn as part of independent forces, that kind of thing. Or 1 or 2 unit types rather that spawn as part of independent forces, not necessarily 7 playable factions in the unknown regions. What about planetary exclusive units like Wookiee Warparters, Eagle hunting squads? There are already some units like that. They're generally tied to influence rewards. There will be more of those in the future, but we also don't want to do stuff that is like makes more sense tied to one faction that way. But that's already how you get some stuff on Mandalore, for example.
Comlink active. Initiate attack run. Initiate bombing run. Copy. On my way, sir.
We'll check it out.
Fall of the Old Republic when? Well, April 1st, there will be something fun on the channel.
Walker moving out.
We'll assist you.
Yes, General. I anticipate no problems. Standing by.
I copy.
Okay.
As you wish, General.
I might have to check. After this battle, we'll probably finish the first recording. And I'll see if I can turn down at least the stream resolution. I'll still record in 1440, but I think it's streaming in 1440, which it shouldn't be. But I guess that's just a different profile that it's using, so I'll fix that.
Roger.
Yeah, that's not great.
Reporting in. Advancing.
Reporting in, sir. You can start your advance momentarily.
bomb stuff? I want to bomb stuff.
Bombardment available. Acknowledge. We'll back you up. We secured that abandoned turbo laser tower.
Yes, sir.
All right, Sabaoth, you're still safe. Safe Baoth. Always practice safe Baoth. No, that wasn't funny. Let's all forget I said that. There you go. He looked like he was hesitating to Force Lightning that guy. Wow, you actually survived Force Lightning? What a champion of the people.
Targeting at maximum firepower.
I should have hired him.
Affirmative.
Could have been a new hero for our faction.
Bombing run available.
Will Kirkanos be added? He'll probably be slotted in as a hero somewhere. There's a... With the Imperial government mechanics, one of the parts of that is legitimacy, which will be a way to get different heroes, including pulling some heroes from other factions. So there'll be a lot more room to add some more obscure heroes, especially,
Control achieved.
and some groups that otherwise don't make sense to really represent in the mod. And hopefully kill some memes. Alright. But that's going to do it for our first recording here. I am going to restart the stream at lower settings so people aren't going to be buffering as much. But, so thanks for watching everyone on YouTube. For everyone on Twitch, stay tuned, and we'll be back in a second.